to Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast that shoots straight from the hip, baby. We're back with more 2025 hot takes.
Claro.
Claro. Sorry, my co-host here, he just got back from a European tour. You know, he's doing that thing, you know, that Americans do where they think they pick up some culture while they're abroad. He thinks he speaks Italian now. It's a whole thing.
Yes, you know, I was touring. You know, when I went to Oxford, it took me so long to get rid of the accent. But as you can hear, I managed to shake it off. To everyone's relief.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, indeed. We've got fucking anime.
Oh, boy.
No more beating around the bush. There's too much anime this week. I don't want to hear your inane, rambling bullshit.
To be fair, I thought that I was on the downslope, but I just kept pushing through, and I kept finding more anime from this 2025 season to watch. Did you know that they keep making it? They keep putting it out, and they keep making it, Remy. They don't stop. They never stop. Why don't they stop and give me a break every once in a while?
Well, you're sitting at the top of the hill. Honestly, I was surprised because, like, you haven't even watched any of the good stuff. You've been, like, keeping the kinetic energy, like, the potential energy high. So whenever you want, you can rip that cord and go straight into actually good anime. I'm very impressed that you're
I'm
self-restrained.
absolutely edging myself right now for good anime this season.
Yeah.
I gotta build up the tension. It's the wanting, it's the waiting that's the appeal. That's where the pleasure is, in between the pain. What don't you understand about that, dude? You can't just meter it out. You don't feel anything, you know? You get used to it. Your anime levels, they're all balanced out right now. You're flatlining. I got the peaks and valleys going on. I'm all over the place, and it's great.
Oh, no, you misunderstand. I'm only in it for the novelty.
I'm only doing this ironically, you see.
I just need something new at all times to stimulate my dying brain, to fire the last couple neurons I have left in there. And they only spark at the unknown. That's it.
Well, you're in luck, because I absolutely watch some anime that you're probably never, ever going to watch. So it'll always be new to you.
And I watch some anime I'm never going to watch again. So it's very fresh.
To preserve it in your mind in that perfect, beautiful first meeting moment, right? You don't want to ruin it by going through the whole relationship, the drawn out goodbyes, the feelings of regret and loss at the end. Just rip off the Band-Aid early, cut it off at the first episode, and then you'll always be a pleasant memory in your mind. That's how you think.
Oh, I don't have memories anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I've stopped doing that.
You've since downloaded those
I'm not interested in storing memories anymore. I just let things pass me by. I find it to be a very pleasant Zen experience. That being said, I have managed to just barely hang on to the memory of a couple of anime. So once I talk them through with you, I can just very safely eject them straight out of the back of my head.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: do you want to start the episode on a high note or a low note?
Oh, I think we should start low and move high.
All right, then I'm gonna
find higher ground.
Then I'm gonna go first because boy, is this one low.
Okay.
I watched There's No Way I'll Be Your Lover. Unless
that's
how you say it. That's how you're supposed to do. Unless
what? Is this a Meatloaf situation?
That I won't do anything for love unless.
I'll do anything for love except for that. Unless.
Okay, so I'm actually going to combine two shows here because I think they both are spawning. Trust me, I'm not going to talk about Bad Girl that much. But I think Bad Girl and There's No Way I'll Be Your Lover Unless both seem to be spawning out of the popularity of specifically the Yuri shipping fandom that like had exponential growth following the success of Bocchi the Rock, because these are both ostensibly shows about socially awkward, like high anxiety loner girls who somehow fall into a clique of very popular girls that also, for some reason, are all doing a harem on her.
They're doing a harem on her.
They're doing a harem. It's a Yuri harem setup.
And she's an unwilling participant?
Yeah. Yes. Basically.
Interesting. Okay.
So there's no way I'll be your lover unless
sexy bullying.
Kinda. This is about our main girl, Ayu, I think her name was, and she is a socially anxious, like high-strung, pink-haired loner girl who has decided to give herself a rebranding upon entering high school. Classic setup, right?
Classic
setup. So she cuts her hair into a, kind of a sporty bob look. She gets some new clothes. She practices making like facial emotions in the mirror.
Oh no.
And she works up the nerve to go up to the most popular, most beautiful, smartest girl in school. Who is...
And beats her ass.
Yeah, prison yard rules. You got to find the top dog and bring him down first day so no one knows that you can't be fucked with, right?
Oh, yeah. That's day one stuff.
No. She goes up to... basically, she's kind of a prince type, not so tomboyish, but very much the, top girl in the school, and she has... like fan clubs of both genders, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
And she's a model, and her mom is an internationally famous fashion designer, hence being the model, which kind of fucked up, right? Weird,
yeah,
right? To make your teenage daughter like model your sexy clothes in magazines.
Weird industry for a teenage girl, just like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Not a great industry for a growing child.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the whole child labor issue is weird in that situation.
Yeah, not to mention, all of the union complications, the modeling union. But she goes up to this girl and is like, hey, I'd like to be your friend, as you do on the first day of school when you don't know anybody and you desperately don't want to be a loner again for 3 years, because apparently in Japanese high school, if you don't make like at least one friend on your first day, you're branded a social pariah who nobody wants to be friends with, which is how you end up, a loner with bags under your eyes, talking about doing violence to the school with ghosts or something. I don't know.
Wild. Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Lord of the Flies over there.
But to her surprise, this beautiful, smart, tall, handsome girl, who would definitely be one of our listeners, is completely friendly and welcoming to her, and invites her to join her friend group of other cool, popular alpha females, basically.
That is Prince tendencies right there.
Yeah.
That is Prince tendencies.
Very much so. And this kind of culminates in like, all right, I'm doing good. I'm making friends. Oh, God, I can't keep up with conversation. None of them are talking about the socially acceptable talking points that I prepared for my first day of school. So I don't know what to do. She's locking up. It's not great. So she runs out, during lunch to the school roof and, just to get some air, clear her head. This, of course, is... the start of a humorous high school misunderstanding, as they often are, where the popular girl, the co-female lead, basically, as it turns out, mistakes her for going to the roof to commit suicide, because she's like, wow.
Did she take her shoes off?
Well, no, she did not take her shoes off.
Oh, okay.
Again, this girl is starting to reveal to be somewhat socially awkward in her own way. She is kind of a classic narcissist, in where she does very much envision herself as the main character of the world. Kind of like Ira from Dan to Dan. Same energy. Very much the same energy.
Yeah. Protagonist energy. Very teen-like. It's a very teen thing.
So she's like, oh, well, there's no other reason that this like nervous loser would go to the roof other than to kill themselves. So I got to go stop her.
Not the worst instinct.
Goes up there, accidentally pushes IU off of the roof.
Oh, that's not good.
In an attempt
that is in fact bad.
In an attempt to try and stop her from jumping off, which she wasn't going to do. In an attempt to save her life, she jumps after her, and they both land in a tree, unharmed. Very lucky.
The hell is wrong? This chick is insane. What the
She
fuck?
is a psycho. She's an absolute psycho.
Psycho.
We haven't even gotten to the main setup. So they talk. Our main girl kind of airs her feelings about how inept she feels and socially awkward and stressed. And she's like, but you're not like a bad person. Like, that's all me. Like, if anything, you seem stressed from being like growing up in a high pressure scenario where you have to be a child model, basically. And this is the first time, apparently, that anyone has shown this girl a shred of empathy. And so she's like, wow, you're right. It is tough being a rich celebrity model. I think I'm in love with you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so, obviously, this flusters our wallflower main character. And she's like, I've never even been in a relationship with anybody. I don't even know if I like girls. Like, you're really springing this on me. And the compromise, because, and I can't, like, I'm not making this up when I say this, the narcissist girl says this line verbatim, "You're just confused about being straight."
Honey, you're just confused.
She says, "You're confused. Obviously, if I want you to be my girlfriend, you're going to do it. So why don't we do this? We'll switch off at school where one, like, A days, I'll be your girlfriend, and B days will just be regular friends. And if I can't win you over to being my girlfriend full time, then we'll break up, in which case you'll just be another NPC. But in the case that I do win you over, then you get to be a cool, popular lesbian. Isn't that enticing?"
Okay, so this is both extremely dark and unnecessarily convoluted.
Yes, very much so. There's a lot of layers going on here. I didn't even get to the part where the fact that the rest of the alpha girl friend group are also implied to have crushes and are trying to win the affection of this girl from underneath their leader's nose.
Because she, again, the novelty factor. It's like the transfer student effect, right? You are mysterious. Everybody wants to get it. They have their own fantasies they can project. Yeah, this is strong stuff. I get that part. The trading off thing is very confusing to me.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing other than they're, setting up for, I'm sure gags where they go out on platonic, what I'm going to refer to as platonic days. They go on dates as friends, and then, alpha girl can't keep up her side of the bargain and ends up flirting and doing, dare I say, lewd implications at this this person.
Don't use that word. You know how much I hate that word.
I do know how much you hate that word.
Use risque.
Risque. Okay. Oh, okay, Frenchie.
Risque.
Hey, check out Mr. International over here. International Man of Mystery. Risque.
Yeah, I've traveled all over the world, and I have never encountered this on and off again day switching scenario. Not once in my entire life, my globetrotting life.
So I can only guess that this is the direct, and this is what I feel. This is just my guess here. I've done the research, but I'm not going to share it. This is basically appealing to the crowd of people who are very into the shipping aspect of Bocchi the Rock, but didn't know what kind of concept, like what the central theme they're going to build it around. Because, we both have talked about it before, manga and anime, there has to be like one thing that it's about, right? And everything in the world conforms to that one theme. Like in Cooking Wars, it's about cooking sexy food, or that weed growing manga is about growing weed. Bocchi the Rock, it's about being in a band.
Yeah.
But this one is just that. It's just the lesbian shipping, but we've removed the pretense of them having like a common interest or goal that they're working on that forces them to be in close proximity and thus enabling kind of the will they, won't they rom-com classic like scenarios that we're all used to. This is just like, they're just girls in the same class. And this one alpha chick decided one day that she's a lesbian now and she's going to force this other girl to be a lesbian with her.
Yeah, they're just brute forcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and she does say the words, I always get what I want, so I'm not afraid of me losing this bet. She very much main character syndrome.
Is this an all-girls school?
No, it's not.
I missed that earlier. It's not. Okay,
No.
Mixed gender school.
Mixed gender school, but it is a fancy prep school for fancy lad kids.
Oh, well, naturally.
Yeah. You know, they wear the plaid uniforms instead of just basic black and white. They all have smoking jackets that they wear in class.
So little Hugh Hefners.
Yeah, they're wearing cravats. They all have pencil mustaches.
And they do wear slippers.
Wait a minute, this is just a Playboy mansion.
Interesting. Wow. So you really like this one?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm super.
You're really into it.
I'm going to be honest, the sexual politics of it are concerning and a little off-putting. There's no way beating around that bush. Pun intended. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ. I said risque.
Oh, I thought you said crass.
I know. This is I hate to bring it back to the Freudian thing, but this is really playing right back to Cigar Man's entire shtick about lesbian juvenilia in a concerning way.
Cigar Man is my favorite Death Stranding character.
I mean, the Prince thing already, right, is fraught. Like, the Prince, removed from even any plot or character, the idea of the Prince is already sexual politics are fraught there.
Yeah.
Moving it into a space where you are now imposing gayness on a chick you literally just met is, in the right hands, could be really interesting. I don't know if they're going to take it seriously enough for anything interesting to be explored there. But I don't know. I would read a serious manga about somebody attempting that.
Please, I would never touch anything that's serious.
I know. Then that's a real shame of this. But I did read a manga once about. It was set in the early 90s, I think, about these two boys who become friends. One of them is this closeted gay kid who kind of like out of nowhere comes out to the other kid and constantly tries to convince him that he's gay and just like, hey, you could just try it out. Like, no, there's no need to commit. You could just try it out one day. And the other kid is like just constantly putting up with this bullshit because like he likes him as a friend and also is like kind of worried that this kid is like maybe gonna like die because they're early 90s closeted gay kid exploring their own sexuality, gets into, let's say, dangerous situations a lot. And so the straight boy is like, oh my god, this dude is gonna get himself killed if I don't like hang out with him after school. And it's like a fascinating character study. This doesn't really sound like that.
No, and it's wild to see because like the predatory gay is kind of a stereotype that we were even like most people were pretty on board with it being like super offensive by the late 80s, I would say. maybe start to end there. Definitely by 2025, I think that we're well past the acceptable stage for that one staying around.
Well, everything in culture is cyclical. Everything boomerangs.
Oh, man. Speaking of boomerang, bring me back out of this valley. Come on, you must have watched something good.
Okay. So I watched things that weren't that, for sure. The first thing I did watch, and this was the big one. This was the big one for me. I watched Hikaru ga Shinda Natsu, the summer Hikaru died. This is the one I've been excited about for a long time because I love the manga, and I've been talking about it constantly.
Yeah, you've talked about it on the show several times.
Yes. Talk about an ambiguously gay duo. This is something that got a lot of hype as well. I was very surprised when I first became aware that this had a following, because when I started reading it, it was like, oh, this is so insanely niche.
Once again, proving that we're fucking trendsetters, by the way. I want to point that out.
I know. It's crazy. But this one fucking caught on like crazy, apparently in Japan at least. I don't know where the American audience sits on this. But it caught on enough that, it got a budget. This show has a budget.
Oh, okay. It's good?
Yeah.
It's looking good?
It looks good.
It looks good.
Not only does it look good, it is directed well.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's nowhere near the direction quality of Night of the Living Cat.
Well, they don't have any big names like Takashi Miike to throw around, but they got some skill behind the camera.
Okay, all right,
and they make some bold choices directorially. There is a lot of really interesting things happening visually. This is not one of those anime that is a panel-to-panel remake. They're going hard. This is an interpretation of somebody who has a vision.
Which and
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's like how it should be, right? We've talked about it so many times. An adaptation, especially of manga, should not just be a one-to-one of the page to, a screen. Make a flip book if that's what you want. I think you have to take advantage of the inherent freedom that animation allows you, because you can make all of those cool camera shots without having to actually have the camera. You just draw it, man. Just draw it.
Yeah.
Move it around. Make it look good.
It's the thing I say all the time about everything, every movie or TV show or whatever, or comic, really. You can put anything on the screen. It's up to you. You decide.
Yeah.
You could just put whatever on there. That's up to you. You could do anything. Whenever I watch something that looks bad and is boring, that's running through my head all the time. Watching a really boringly shot movie with really nothing to look at, I can't stop thinking, you can show us anything. So why are you showing me this?
It's funny because when you say that, it always reminds me of the fact that the Chainsaw Man first season was not apparently very highly regarded in Japan, at least, because of the extreme interpretation that it took with adapting the manga pages. Because they decided to move the fucking camera around like a movie. Like a movie would.
It's a TV show.
Those things that Fujimoto allegedly really likes. Movies.
Yeah.
So it makes me mad every time, especially now that I hear the MAPPA chief saying we're going to be doing the Reze movie completely differently. We're not going to be taking any risks on this one. We're going to shoot it just like the page.
Well, again, people have bad taste. That's why we're doing this in the first place, right?
Sorry to go on a tangent there, but it pisses me off.
No, it's very related to this. And I will say there is a thing here that I found I don't think it's upsetting. I just found it interesting that they made these choices because this is very different from how the manga starts. The manga's story is told very slowly. It unfolds very slowly. It starts with a bang. Like the beginning, the first couple pages, it's like, fuck. It just goes. But then it's a very slow burn where we are just with these characters as this story just slowly unfolds. Whereas I don't know if they thought that's too slow, that's too boring for an anime that needs to immediately pick up an audience to, continue on living. Sure. But they crammed every possible foreshadowing element for way later on in the run into this first episode. They introduced characters that don't even exist until 40, 50 chapters into this thing.
Oh wow. So they're really going for something that's different.
They're setting it up like their pace is going to be intense. Like they are revving the fucking engine on this thing, which I don't hate. It's fine. I like the idea of taking this very slow and beginning with just becoming intimate with these characters. That's what I like about the beginning of the manga. But I get that they were like, no, let's fucking do this. Let's make sure people know that there is stuff happening in this story. And they do.
I mean, I have to assume it's probably because all right, there's no way we're getting more than 12 episodes of this, so we really gotta get it all in there.
Maybe. I wonder, we only watched the first episode, so I'm wondering what the pacing is gonna be like from here. But there is a lot of this story that is just these characters coming to term with the new reality of their lives, which is very bizarre, let's say. And the way that bizarreness interacts with the mundane is one of the best elements of Hikaru. And so revving the engine really hard is it's like the antithesis of that. But again, I don't hate it. I understand it. I made my peace with it as we watched it. And like I said, the directorial choices stylistically and aesthetically are fucking perfect. They're great. They're really great. And so, for now, episode 1, we've done this dance before. Who knows how the rest of this is going to play out? But for now, take all the slack you want. I'm ready. This shit fucking rules. I'm very excited for the rest of the season.
That one is definitely next up on my watch list. I've been actually looking forward to it because you've talked about it so much. So I'm definitely gonna check that one out next. Of course, I had to get all of this garbage out of the way first.
Yeah. No, you got to watch all the bad stuff, and
I got to watch all the bad stuff.
And it's good you keep that in mind when you watch it. This is not the manga. This is different. This is some different shit.
Hey, Remy. Hey, do you like bowling?
Oh God, what? Oh, bowling? Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you throw some rocks, buddy? Huh? You hit those pins?
You mean like Kingpin?
Yeah, like Kingpin, famous Woody Harrelson movie, baby.
The Woody Harrelson movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Big Lebowski.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess. I like that part in Big Lebowski where he's talking to the guy and he's sketching in his little sketchbook. And then the guy leaves and he looks at the sketchbook and the guy was just drawing a guy with a big dick. It's really fucking good. That's really
joke.
Funny, man.
I think that might be the best joke the Coens ever wrote.
That's the best joke in that whole movie, for sure.
It's great.
But they do bowl.
Well,
yeah, Turturro's a bowler in that, so I guess is there kind of a Lebowski thing going on in this, or a bunch of middle-aged slackers bowling away their time?
Well, pretty close. How about some middle school slackers?
I don't know if that's the same vibe when you're in middle school as guys who are in their late 30s, getting drunk at the bowling alley.
You don't think girls in middle school can bowl with the same ferocity as guys in their mid 40s?
I don't think middle school girls can smoke enough cigarettes to be bowlers. I don't see how that works.
Well, hey, you're not the only one that's traveled, buddy. And let me tell you, they can. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they can.
Okay.
Pack a day. Pack a day, kids.
Pack a day. And that's what the anime is about?
No. Anime is not about that at all. I am talking, of course, about turkey. Hey, you want some turkey?
Turkey?
With that sandwich? Turkey.
And that's like a bowling thing?
Turkey is when you get 3 strikes in a row.
And that means you're out.
Yeah, like baseball.
Yeah.
No, that means you're on a roll. It means...
oh, that's good.
Yeah, I know, it's a good thing. You want, unlike most cases, you want to be called a turkey in bowling.
I see.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been bowling many times in my life. I don't think I've ever actually learned any of the rules of bowling. I don't know anything about bowling. Done it many times. Don't know anything about it.
Same. Now that I think about it. You just throw the ball, right? That's the only rule.
That's all I ever did.
You just try to knock down the pins.
Yeah.
No, Turkey is about a rural Japanese middle school's bowling club who, as you would guess, are a bunch of middle schoolers trying to bowl. We got a team of 5. 3 of them don't really care. They're just kind of in it because, their best friend, who is a pink-haired main girl who's a natural at bowling, she's got that anime protagonist power of being really good at bowling.
Really good.
That's her thing. Yeah, she's really good. Except she always chokes on the 4th pin. She throws a turkey and then she always chokes. That's her quirk. So she's never gotten a perfect score.
Oh, so she's not good.
Well, no, she's better than you.
She's actually bad.
You ever break 200, buddy? Did you ever break 200? I didn't think so.
You know what? If you play bowling and you never learn how to bowl, you can actually bowl really well. It's kind of that beginner's luck thing.
Yeah, the savant level of like subconscious thinking.
Yeah, so like a person who doesn't know anything about bowling, their score will go from perfect to 0 over the course of their career as easily as breathing.
Yeah.
So once you start really learning how to play, that's when it gets hard.
So, I mean, that's her thing. She's subconsciously good. She's naturally a good bowler. But, there's a 5th girl on the team who is, as you would have guessed, the silent loner of the group. And she's really good at bowling because she puts all of her effort and attention into getting better. She's the one that's taping her rolls and going and looking and seeing what she could do better, how her stance looks. She's hyper gaming it, she's going for that tech.
Oh, she's a min-maxer.
Yeah, she's a min-maxer for sure.
Gross.
And she is, we start off in the first episode with, that point in a sports story, a movie or a manga or whatever, where it's right near the end and tensions are high and the team is fighting with each other, and it looks like everything's gonna fall apart, but then they have that one big moment all together and they come together as a team to pull it through right at the very end. That trope? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, that's where it drops us in episode 1. The bowling team is about to disband because, Min-Max Girl is the only one who really cares and everybody else is just doing it either because they're friends with main character or because they have nothing better to do and they were forced into do it to fill out numbers, as you do in a middle school bowling team.
Those are the only reasons to bowl. Or also you're on a date. You're on an awkward first date.
Or if you're there to get drunk on cheap beer on league night.
Yeah, that too.
That's the big one.
Or go to the arcade.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Bowling alleys single-handedly keeping arcades alive in America, by the way.
Pretty good arcades every once in a while. You'll get a good arcade.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Our bowling alley arcade, where I live, has one of those VR Fruit Ninja machines.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Does theirs?
No. In fact, this bowling alley sucks. There isn't even an arcade. It's just bowling.
But there is beer.
Yeah, but not for middle schoolers.
So, half of the entire bowling alley is just shut off for them. Just, completely inaccessible.
Well, I think it's meant to kind of accentuate the fact that this is taking place in a rural town. It seems like the middle school bowling team are the only people who use the bowling alley at all. They're never there with anybody else.
The mystery thickens.
Like they're the only ones there. Yeah.
What's going on here?
So anyway, they have a big fight, and these two headbutting personalities. They're like, all right, you know what? We're gonna have a 1-game competition. If you beat me, then I'll stay on the bowling team, so that we can all keep doing this. But if I win, then I'm leaving the bowling team and I'm just gonna bowl solo because I care about winning. You guys only care about having fun and hanging out, but I care about winning.
Like, who cares? Then do it. Like, who fucking cares? Drama queen.
I know, really, really big drama queen. And as you would, our main girl, natural bowler, she throws her turkey and then, just like always, throws a 7-10 split on the 4th pin. Classic blunder. By the way, I will say this: apparently in Japanese bowling lingo, they call a 7-10 split snake eyes, which is so much cooler. Like, why don't we do that? Yeah,
because it's a pair of ones.
I don't know. Well, because it's a. Well, I guess if I had to guess, a snake's head is kind of triangle shaped, like the way you set up pins, and the 7 and the 10 pin are where the eyes would generally be on a snake's head. That makes perfect fucking sense.
I don't know. It sounds like a stretch.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Sounds like a real stretch.
No, that's enlightened. I like that. I'm gonna start using that one when I bowl, because of course anime is gonna make bowling popular again. I'm gonna start bowling because of the anime. Because
it made horse girl racing popular again, so I guess it could do the same thing.
Hey, sexy anime girls really did a wonder on the PR for gambling in the U.S. Gotta say,
horse racing is the most popular it's ever been right now.
Gotta get my gold chip. Gotta get my gold chip in, baby. Gotta get that SSR poll. So they're in the middle of this conversation. She's bowled a snake eyes, 7-10 split. She's gonna go for the spare, ultra hard technique, but she's gonna prove once and for all that she's a good bowler and she can pick up a spare on the 4th pin. Now, before I continue, I want you to take just a quick guess on what you think the resolution of this first episode is going to be.
Well, I have to assume she chokes, loses, and has to rebuild a team of people who would never otherwise bowl, but are inspired by her plucky nature and underdog status to rise up the ranks and beat the middle-aged salarymen who smoke and drink all the time at the bowling alley.
Yeah, the mean adults.
Yeah, the mean old men.
That would be a pretty good guess. I'm going to say that would be like a 99% accurate guess in most cases.
Oh, shit.
Now, you did not guess that at the exact moment that she throws for the 7-10 pickup spare, a lightning bolt strikes a magic bowling ball in the center of town and transports them all to Sengoku-era Japan, where they are in the middle of a warring clans battle, and a severed head falls in front of them. Cut to credits.
The fuck are you talking about?
Turkey is an isekai. It's a historical isekai bowling anime.
What are you talking about?
I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This is how the first episode ends.
I think you are making this up. This is not a thing. This is not real.
It's
not
a
what
real
happened.
Thing. It happened.
No, it's not. That can't be a thing. That's not a thing.
Go watch the episode.
Who has a magic bowling ball in the middle of town? That's not a thing.
I guess I forgot.
That part is a thing.
I guess I forgot to mention the scene earlier in the episode where they walk past a construction site where the old creepy antique shop used to be. Obviously, this antique shop had many a mythical and mystical relic, as many small-town antique shops do.
A mythical bowling ball relic?
Yes.
Bowling has not existed in Japan long enough for anything to be considered a relic.
That's where you're wrong. Apparently, it did.
This is No, this is not real. I don't know what you were doing, but you have created this anime in your mind.
I swear I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me, man. You gotta believe me. I seen it. I seen it.
This is insane. This is insane what you're
It's
what
insane.
you're telling me
I'm
right now.
absolutely going to watch episode 2. I have to see where this is going. You know how I feel about isekai, but this is too... I thought that I was safe. I thought that I was safe from isekai with the bowling anime about middle school girls doing like hangout and arguing about who gets to be on the bowling team or whatever. I thought it was going to be that thing where they enter the big tournament halfway through the year and they have to beat the middle manager team, right? The Jinsei I don't know, Red Tigers or whatever they call themselves.
Yeah, the home wreckers.
Yeah, yes. The Holy Rollers.
Yeah. So they would die immediately though, right?
I can only assume that they meet up with Ieyasu Tokugawa and teach him the art of warfare through bowling strategy. That's the only way this could go.
And then he like does a big Indiana Jones bowling ball and knocks out an entire opposing army with it.
What part of a human head rolls in front of them and knocks over a bunch of bowling pins like a bowling ball was I not clear about?
Where did the bowling pins come from?
It got isekai'd with them from the bowling alley.
The pins also came.
Yes, as well as their bowling gear.
But none of the beer.
No, not the
Or
beer.
the cigarettes.
No.
What about the bowling shoes?
Yes, the bowling shoes.
The bowling shoes came.
Bowling shoes came, yeah.
Okay, I don't get any of this. None of this makes sense.
Well, you see, it was a magical bowling ball, what got struck by lightning in the abandoned construction site at the same time that she hit the 710 split spare, thus causing a magical bowling centered portal to open up in the bowling alley and suck in anything that was related to these girls bowling. So their bowling gear and the balls.
Okay, yeah, we have to talk about anime. I'm going to talk about a real anime. I can't humor you with this ridiculous made up. We have too many shows to talk about. We're not going to like do this weird extended joke that you're trying to, this bit you're doing. I don't get it. We're going to talk about an anime, okay? In fact, we're going to talk about an anime with animation in the title, okay?
You got to put... Fine.
We're moving on.
Fine.
No. You got to be... This is a serious show where we talk about anime, okay? We're not just going to riff. Okay, I watched a real anime called City the Animation. You know it's real because it's called The Animation. It was animated.
Okay.
This is by the author of Nichijou. This is based on their manga called City.
Hey, I've seen those memes.
Yeah,
I've seen those memes.
You've seen them.
Yeah.
The people love those adorable girls.
Yeah.
They do wacky things.
Principal fights a deer in that one episode. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, the principal fights a deer in that one episode. That's true. That's, not my favorite episode, but whatever. In this show, it's more Richard Scarry's Busy Town, which is a thing I talked about the entire time we were watching this. Because it's just Richard Scarry's Busy Town. There's nothing quite as whimsical as a worm driving an apple car, but it is pretty wacky. It's about the people in the town.
Sorry to interject. You just brought back a memory to me.
Oh, shit.
I had a bunch of those Richard Scarry books when I was a kid, like a little
Sure.
kid. I had the playmat and everything.
Yeah.
So before the worm apple car, which was kind of like the Where's Waldo kind of thing that they were doing, find the worm driver in each drawing.
Yeah.
Before he did that, in the very early editions of those books, instead of the worm apple, there was a tiny little golden beetle that had a kimono on and her name was Tokyo Rose.
What the fuck? You're making this up too. What the fuck
I'm
are
not
you talking
making it
about?
up. That was part of my childhood. That was a horrible, problematic part of my childhood.
That cannot be true.
That was like, look it up, people. Look it up.
What? And he got called out, so he changed it to the worm apple car?
I think so. I think that's what happened.
No, this is insane. This is insane.
Anyway, go on. Go on.
There's no kimono beetle in City the Animation episode 1, at least. The stories are more grounded in this, you know. Episode 1 didn't really have any like principals fighting deers. They're a little bit more slice of lifey, but they are very animated. When they said the animation, they were not kidding. The opening sequence alone is like some Matrix shit. It's fucking crazy.
Awesome. That sounds kick-ass.
Yeah, it is kick-ass. But, you know, it's split up into these tiny little vignettes. Sometimes the characters kind of weave in and out of each other's lives. Sometimes they don't. For example, we start with a family who own one of those tiny little noodle places. And we get a short story about the son of the family who has to wear a skirt for the day. And this is very funny to his sister and his
Did he
father.
lose some kind of punishment game?
No, it turns out he's very superstitious, and in his fortune for the day, it was his lucky item, which is, along with blood type, divination is apparently a thing in Japan.
Oh, for sure. Big time.
The lucky item thing. Mm-hmm. Not so much here. I've never read my own horoscope that had a lucky item attached. I've gotten fortune cookies with lucky numbers.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky numbers before, too. Never that lucky. Never that lucky.
Never followed up. I've never really followed up. I never played the lotto with those numbers. Maybe I should sometime. Anyway, the first story is that, and then we kind of follow, they have a part-time worker. We follow her later on. There's a story about a lady with severe sensory issues talking about how when she gets anxious, she feels various things. Her favorite thing is stroking shiitake mushrooms, which is not suggestive in the least. She also likes to take a gum eraser and stretch it to the point of breaking and then just kind of rub her fingers along it.
Oh, I feel that one hard.
She does this in her pocket. Yeah, when she's walking around. Her story is about losing one of those points cards. And she's very anxious about this.
I mean, it's a bad day when I lose my Subway points card.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. But she goes to a police box and gets it back, which makes no sense to me.
No, when you lose something out in the public, you lose it forever. Like, it disappears.
Yeah, it's gone. You lost it. It's done.
Yeah, it's not yours anymore.
What are you talking about? You know?
Are you saying that in this fictional town, like, people would bring a lost item to a law enforcement officer just in the hopes that someone might come back looking for it instead of taking it for themselves?
I think it's even weirder than that. I think the cop found it. I think he was patrolling around and he found a points card on the ground and he picked it up.
He picked it up. He stole it for himself, and then, you know, he didn't want to get caught stealing it when she came looking for it, obviously.
Oh, but he could have lied. He walks up to her and he says, "Are you looking for this?"
He walked up to her.
He walked up to her.
Okay, you're coming at me for making up outlandish stories, which absolutely happen, by the way. And you're telling me that there's a cop who wouldn't just steal something of value that he found on the ground in this show?
I've said many times, I've never been to Japan. I don't know the deal. I don't want to do that thing that weebs do where they apply anime logic to Japan. So I'm just assuming this is just like a weird flight of fancy that the author had, that this is a thing that could ever happen. It is a comedy show, so maybe this is a joke I don't really get. Who knows? And then there's another story about how funny it is that a girl would try to make a living at photography. And that's the joke. I found pretty harsh.
Wait, is the joke that she's trying to make a living at photography, or is the joke that she's a girl trying to be a photographer?
No, the joke is the idea that anybody could make money taking pictures for a living.
Oh, well, yeah. Photography's a made-up job. It's not a real job.
Yeah, The joke on me, though, however, is when they revealed that their rent is $400 a month for a 2-person apartment.
Oh, God.
Yes. Did not laugh at that joke. Did not laugh at that one.
Wait, did they say $400 or 4,000 yen?
It was like 5,000 yen.
Okay. Yeah, that's 5,000 yen. That's a little over $400.
Yeah. It's like around there.
Yeah.
Either way, harsh.
Wow.
Harsh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, 2 college girls living together. And one of them's like, hey, if I took a really good picture, I could sell it to this magazine and make enough money for a couple months of rent. And I was like, oh.
Okay, well, now we're in the realm of complete fantasy.
Yeah.
Because, so first of all, selling a picture to a print publication for an amount of money equal to, like, a couple months of rent, that is pure fiction. I don't believe that's ever existed.
It's even wilder than the idea of the cop.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
This is a fantasy made up story.
This is as crazy as a worm driving a car, an Apple car even.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the comparison holds up. This is Richard Scarry's Busy Town. All put together, this is a very slow, quiet, gentle comedy. It's much more reserved than Nichijou, but it has the same sense of humor. I liked it a lot. I think the animation's great. They do not skimp.
Well, if you're going to put the animation in your title, you better go hard on that one thing at the very least.
You better go hard.
Like Ping Pong, the animation goes hard.
Yeah. It has that thing where I found it more charming than funny, which feels like damning with faint praise, but it is very gentle in that way. I did find it very charming.
What millennials would call a chill-out show.
I've never heard that term, but okay, sure.
Well, that's because you're not a millennial. You're Gen Z. You're Gen Alpha. You're 17 years old.
It's true. I've been 17 for quite a long time, and I will continue to be so for quite a long time afterwards. Even when I'm done watching anime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's City of the Animation.
Last question about City of the Animation. Would you buy a giant floor playmat of it?
I would have to wait to see maybe a couple more episodes to kind of feel out the city itself. Because right now, it's mostly just one restaurant, a police box, and an apartment.
It's a pretty small city.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a great playmat. But, maybe as we expand, I'll give it room to breathe.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of restaurants, that brings me to the last thing that I watched this week. So we had some confusion on the title of this one. The manga, from what I saw, was anglicized. The title was translated as Fermat's Kitchen, which I like. That's a good title. I like that title.
I think it's solid.
Yeah, I think it has a good flow, and like you said before we started recording, the timbre of it brings to mind its namesake, Fermat's Theorem, Fermat's Kitchen. I like that.
Yeah.
The anime, for some reason, has decided to go with the official title of Fermat's Cuisine, which not quite as good in my opinion.
Not good. Not good at all. Cuisine is an awkward word, like right off the bat.
Yeah. And I think it's because they're very much trying to play into the association of one of the main characters. His thing is that he's like trained in French cuisine, and they do say the word a lot, cuisine. They cannot stop saying that. They say it over and over again.
Don't like that.
Yeah. And so this is the story of...
A girl?
Not a girl.
Oh, okay.
This is the story of a girl. No.
Of a girl.
Our main character is like a nervous, high-strung, overachieving little math nerd, You know the type. The type that goes to the math Olympics. He's got to prove to the world that he's a little math boy, that he's got all the numbers in his head.
Yeah, well, he knows Fermat's Theorem, I assume.
They haven't mentioned it yet, actually.
They haven't mentioned it.
They haven't mentioned it yet.
They haven't mentioned Fermat's theorem.
They haven't mentioned Fermat's theorem yet.
It's in the title.
And yet, we're doing a slow burn. We're doing a slow burn on this one.
Ridiculous.
It's about a little math boy going to a fancy lad prep school, as they often do, and he's finally experiencing the burnout. He comes from a poor family. He's got a widower dad, a dead mom, classic setup, the most classic of setups. And he's trying to prove his dad that he's going to get into Tokyo University, and then he's going to write a master's thesis, and he's going to be a famous mathematician.
Boy, the world is it's going to be very cruel to that boy.
Well, no, I think that by the end of the first episode, he makes the most logical and best decision that he can with his life. And instead of going to college and becoming a world famous mathematician, he decides to enter the service industry instead.
You know what? I'll give him. People like food more than math.
Oh,
kind of across the board.
Do they? Do they fucking ever?
It's kind of true.
Hey, if you go up to somebody and offer them, if you got a math test in one hand and let's say
a food test,
nice big, a nice big cheesesteak, Philly cheesesteak with all the onions and the mustard and the good cheese on there. They say, hey, which one you want? Which one you want? You want to take a math test? You want to eat a Philly cheesesteak? What do you think they're going to say, Remy? They're going to go for the fucking cheesesteak every time, every goddamn time.
Probably. Depends on the math test, but probably, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you say you get a free cheesesteak if you win this math test, that's a different story. But that's not the story we're telling here. This kid is feeling the burnout at his fancy lad prep school. He drops out of the math Olympics, which, of course, pisses off the headmaster because, obviously, in the world of competitive mathematics...
That was hard, huh?
Oh, boy. In the world of competitive mathematics, he was, a rising star. He was kind of a wunderkind. He was bringing in a lot of sponsorship deals to this school. So, obviously, him dropping out at the last minute because he can't take the pressure, that's going to bring not only a loss of income to the school, it's going to bring a loss of bribes to this headmaster, a loss of political influence, because apparently if your school does really good at math, you get to have dinner galas with congressmen and movie stars. I guess
if you're good at math.
If you're good, well, if you own a school that's good at math, then you get to do those things.
You parlay the influence of the math elite.
Yeah. These people are going to be writing all of the software that you're going to be owning in the future. So you better be nice to them.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sure is the implication. And so, as retaliation for dropping out of the Math Olympics, which are a very serious and big deal to these people, he threatens to expel him. Yeah, I'm going to expel you out of Fancy Lad School if you don't do good on this competitive math test, which, of course, puts even more pressure on this guy. And here is where we're introduced to his character-defining quirk. This kid cooks.
Let him cook.
Oh, boy, he can cook. Let him cook, because he can cook a mean meal.
What does he cook?
Well, now we're getting into maybe some cultural differences here, because his breakout dish that he cooks that impresses the cool, suave, 23-year-old sexy independent restaurant owner who's doing haute couture cuisine at his fancy French experimental restaurant in Tokyo. Who just happens to be passing by in the cafeteria as this kid is cooking himself a staff meal of pasta Napolitan. Now, do you know what the Japanese version of pasta Napolitan is?
I don't even know what the American version of it is.
In Japan, apparently a staple of Italian-style cuisine is a dish called pasta Napolitan, which is fried green bell peppers and onions sautéed, and then you toss in spaghetti, cooked spaghetti, and stir fry it with Heinz ketchup.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That is what this kid is making for himself that impresses this classically trained French chef who owns a world-renowned 1-star restaurant in Tokyo to such an extent that he says, listen, you have a gift for using math to cook, I guess?
How did he use math to cook the spaghetti?
Well, apparently the big thing that he did was he mathematically calculated the perfect temperature for the fork to be when you eat the spaghetti.
So he didn't use math during the cooking process. He just put a fork in the oven.
He put a fork in a warm bath of water to bring it to the optimal eating temperature.
He boiled a fork.
Yeah.
They did surgery on a grape.
Yep.
What the fuck?
So this chef happens to be walking through the cafeteria, says, hey, that smells really good. Let me eat it. Is so impressed by his warm fork tech that he says, you should quit school and come to Tokyo and work at my restaurant.
You should make your disgusting spaghetti for me. A real chef.
Yes. And well, it happens to turn out that this fancy chef is at the school because he's catering a dinner for the headmaster to serve to all of his headmaster friends, like politicians and movie stars.
Sure.
And when he hears that his little wunderkind boy crush now is going to be expelled. By the way, did I make this clear that this is a fancy lad high school? This is not a college. This isn't college. These are.
I did assume it was college. Yeah.
No, this is a fancy lad high school. This kid is 16.
And they're going to expel a 16-year-old from high school because he doesn't want to do math.
He doesn't want to do competitive math as an extracurricular activity. Yeah.
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Real tough.
What a racket.
And so he brings in this kid to cook the meal instead of himself. And he tells him to cook the pasta Napolitan and serve it. And as I'm sure you guess, all of these hoity-toity rich folk turn their noses up at first at this dish because they don't know who's cooking it. And they assume that it's plebe food.
Well, it is.
But then once they eat it, they have such soul-rending mouth orgasms from the ketchup pasta.
Okay, so they do come from the ketchup pasta.
Yeah, they come from the ketchup pasta.
This is awful.
That they say, they go up to it, they say, Mr. Headmaster, sir, you're so tall. And also,
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful spaghetti. It's the best spaghetti you ever seen.
They say, by the way, whoever cooked this, I heard whoever cooked this spaghetti is a student of yours. You better treat him nicely or we're going to stop giving you money. So now, obviously, the headmaster, his scheme of trying to extort this kid into being a math Olympiad, is that what you call them?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. He was trying to extort this kid with the threat of expulsion into being in the Math Olympics. Now he has to keep the kid around so that he can cook his gross ketchup spaghetti for people.
So now he can extort this child for free meals?
Well, in the end, the joke is on them because obviously this was Chef Dude's plan all along and was his test, and says, obviously I knew that you were going to make all of their mouths come with your ketchup pasta. So I want you to come to my fancy French restaurant in Tokyo. Quit school, by the way. Quit school to come be a kitchen boy. Come be my steer pike. So that I can build you up in my image
yes,
to
chef.
be like the best math-based chef in existence. You've heard of Math Rock.
Man.
Well, now we got math cooking.
Math cooking. You watched The Bear yet?
No, I haven't watched The Bear yet.
You got to watch The Bear, man.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
That dude would kick the shit out of this kid.
Alan David White, he's all over the place.
Oh, he would not stand for any of this. He's a Chicago boy. They would not put up with this shit.
Well, hey, he's blessed by the Pope now.
Yeah, I know. He's got tattoos. He would get expelled for being too awesome.
Listen, people, we're about to live in a reality where the Pope is going to be on season 4 of The Bear. Watch it happen.
Yeah. The Pope has opinions on hot dogs now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And deep dish.
And so that is where I watched the first 2 episodes of this. And so that was the first episode where he wows all these hoity-toity people at his school. Second episode, he decides to, on his summer break, go down and work in the kitchen just on the summer break to test things out. And they do the whole thing where he shows up and they test him by they give him a free meal and have him try and recreate the recipe in reverse from taste, which he does, like a little boy genius that he is, because all skills, all mental acuity used for math is 1-to-1 transferable for deciding what ingredients were in a dish.
Sure.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
And in fact,
sure, why not?
He takes out a graphing calculator and a notepad and starts making like trigonometry diagrams, like allegedly to write out all of the different flavors and how they interact with each other. Because he does think that flavors, like when you layer flavors in cooking, that's the same thing as multiplying numbers in an equation. That's how that works, to him, at least.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, that meme where it's the lady and she's looking and all the diagrams and numbers are flying around her head? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
It's that. They do that
also,
meme.
I've watched The Mentalist, so...
Yeah. They do that.
It's also that.
He's the mentalist, but for food, but also with math.
He's the food mentalist.
He's the food mentalist, yeah.
He's the food math mentalist, and... He's also 16, and he's being taken advantage of by his principal and a random chef.
Well, that's the thing that I also wanted to bring up. Circling back to the predatory gay stereotype.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The chef is actually... The character of the chef is committing so many anime crimes... anime death spiral, copyrighted, patented anime crimes. He is a white-haired star child. He is a 23-year-old wunderkind who owns his own Michelin star restaurant. He is a you humans type, like narcissist.
Great.
Yeah. And so every time he sees someone like have a food orgasm from this kid's cooking, like that's what gets him off. And so his whole plan is like, I'm going to break you down into the world's greatest chef so that I can watch you just fucking blow the pants off people with your cooking. And I'm going to use your cooking to humiliate all of my enemies. That's his plan.
Weird plan.
Yeah. And when he explains all of these things, either in monologue or to this kid directly, he is doing it in an extremely sexualized way. He is very much reading is coming on to this kid.
How arch is this man?
To coin a phrase, he's kind of vamp, if you know what I
mean. Camp? C'est moi.
Yeah, so that was Fermat's Kitchen / Cuisine.
Cuisine.
Cuisine. You know how I feel about food anime. I like it. I think that this one is instantly going on my keep following list for this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just because you want to know what the hell is up with this weird extortion plan.
I want to know what's up with this guy. What's up with this guy? Hey.
What's up with this guy?
What's up with this guy?
What is up with this guy?
Hey, what's up with this guy? Hey, Teddy, what's up with this guy over here?
What's the next, like, non-kitchen skill to be applied to cooking after math, do you think?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, pole vaulting?
Yeah. It's, well, no, pole vaulting is just math. Like, pole vaulting's math.
Oh, right, I forgot. Angles.
Yeah.
Angles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about computer repair?
Also math. Well, let's maybe.
Okay, what about yo-yos?
That would be something. yo-yo based cooking anime. That's not nothing. That's got legs. I could walk that dog.
I could see somehow applying that to like spinning the pizza dough. I see there is something there.
I would have to say something about like their yo-yo arm strength makes them exceptionally good at kneading bread dough.
What about
bodybuilding?
Man.
There we go. Bodybuilding
Jesus.
baking anime. That's the next one.
No, that's already a thing. Come on. You know that's a thing. They've put bodybuilding in everything already. That's already everything.
All right. Well, let's round this episode out.
They put bodybuilding in the anime girls.
Well, I did watch that anime.
Yes, I know.
I
know you did.
How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? Huh, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, how much you lift?
The pumping iron anime parody. Yes. Anime Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes.
Okay. Fermat's Kitchen. Check it out. That's what I say. Moving on.
Check it out. You're actually recommending that.
I'm recommending it. I'm going to say.
All right. Okay. All right.
I'd buy that for $1.
Okay. All right. Well, let's. I got two more. Well, let's round it out.
Okay. All right.
This is a couple of weird ones. One is Panty and Stocking. I don't know really what to say about it. It's literally just more Panty and Stocking. It doesn't even look different from the original.
It needs no introduction. It's fucking Trigger.
It is a direct continuation. It takes place 5 minutes after the last episode. Like 5 in universe minutes after the last episode. There is maybe a tiny bit more 3D than you would have seen in the original run, but otherwise it's the same thing. Maybe a tiny bit more explicit, but I'd really have to go back and watch.
Oh, they decided to go even harder this time.
Well, there is a joke about having to insert Panty's actual pussy into her body.
Okay, all right.
It's just, I don't know. It's Panty and Stocking. It is exactly that thing. It's that. It's fucking Powerpuff Girls, but porn parody Powerpuff Girls. I don't know. You like it or you don't like it. It is what it is. That does not need our energy like Uma Musume did to become the most popular thing on the world.
We're fucking trendsetters.
We're trendsetters.
We do it every time.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we'll be able to do this for the next show, which I think is a little more obscure than Panty and Stocking. I watched Dekin no Mogura, which, I really wish I knew what that translated to.
It doesn't even have an anglicized title.
Well, it's Dekin no Mogura, the Earthbound Mole. But I don't think the Earthbound Mole is what Dekin no Mogura translates to. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. Maybe it is.
And you never will.
I don't even really understand the Earthbound Mole part, except that the main character has been condemned to walk the earth forever, essentially.
He's got the cane curse.
Yeah. Well, it's a little different in that this is about two college kids who kind of bump into a very weird guy and then get caught up in his weird guy life. And the weird guy happens to be some sort of spiritualist. In the traditional mode, he wears the spiritualist gear, but with a hoodie underneath it. He talks about being alive since the Meiji era.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So he's a Highlander.
Yeah, kinda. He beats up ghosts, but not to exorcise them. He says very explicitly he can't exorcise ghosts. He just beats them up and takes some of their ghost fire. You know those little orbs that float around ghosts?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, they're called ghost fire in this apparently, and their
original title there.
Their job is to shepherd people to the afterlife after they've become spirits, right? The idea is that they light the way to the afterlife. They're what we would call psychopomps in English. Yes.
Why didn't you just say that to begin with?
Well, they're psychopomps. But in this case, they're sort of like vital essences because he beats up the ghosts and he steals them from the ghosts to put into a little flask that he sips from to maintain his eternal life.
Okay.
Which is really fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's now are these like ghosts of people or are they yokai where they're just kind of ambient spirits? Like
no,
detached?
they're like guys. They're just guys.
They're just guys.
Yeah. In the first episode, we just see a guy. He's like a regular guy, you know?
But he's a ghost.
He's not doing anything. He's literally just standing there minding his own business as a ghost.
And this asshole just comes up and robs him of his ghost life.
This dude smashes him in the face with this fucking lantern and then just jacks his ghost fire.
Jesus.
It's fucked up.
That's fuck. Oh, by the way,
he's an asshole.
Google Translate says that Dekin no Mogura means the mole.
The mole.
The mole.
Sure. Whatever. I guess his name translates to mole or something like that. They mention a very cryptic thing about it being the exact opposite of Amaterasu, which again, I don't speak Japanese, so that all kind of goes way over my head. But the implication is he's grounded in the way that he will be walking the earth. And it's the first episode's pretty boring because it's all just set up where these two college kids are talking to this guy and making sure that he doesn't have to go to the hospital because when they meet him, a big book falls on his head and he's like, no ambulance.
Oh, so he's cheap too.
It's very, well, hey, relatable, right?
Yeah. Hey, don't take me to the hospital.
Which is the first funny joke. And then the second funny joke is when they're talking to him and he's like, yeah, I kind of gave up on trying to like fake documents to rejoin society. Because they're like, why don't you just have like a ID? And he's like, well, the last time I did that was like in 1941. And it went really bad.
Classic, classic Eternals mistake, right? You have to have a contingency plan for when people start noticing that you're not getting any older. You gotta leave town and come back 30 years later and say, oh yeah, I'm his illegitimate son. He died.
Well, on a like he mentions on a long enough time scale, you might just get drafted into the military again. So you just want to you want to hang back, keep a low profile.
Yeah. In fact, the less papers about you that exist, probably the better, right?
Oh, definitely. But the final shot of the episode is his draft papers, which I think solid joke. It's a solid joke about a guy who's lived too long in Japan. It's good. It's good. But other than that, he really just tells the entire setup, and not even in like the episode tells us that, is like he literally sits these characters down, serves them tea, and then says, check this shit out. Here's all the stuff about me. And that's the first episode. Not great.
Okay.
Not great.
All right.
I think it's like not offensive in any way. I like it. I like both of those jokes that they tell. The two
two of them.
Yeah, I thought those were good. I laughed at them, but like, okay, this is the crucial function of a first episode. Is when the first episode ends, you kind of want to be like, so what happens next?
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to be like, well, that was a thing. Okay.
you generally want to have your audience left with a compulsion to want to watch more, right? Like you said, you want to see what happens next. Where's the story going? What's happening? Why do I care about these people, Remy? Why do these characters matter?
Well, the classic saying, of course, is leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
In this case, it could be like leave them wanting anything at all.
You were left wanting nothing to do with future episodes of this.
I pretty much got the whole thing. He's a guy who doesn't exorcise ghosts. He just beats them up so that he can live longer. He's lived for a very long time, and that kind of accounts for his entire life. The college kids themselves are very boring.
Well, yeah, they always are.
They don't have anything going on either. They've got no plot.
If they had interesting lives, they wouldn't be side characters in this dude's life. That's just how it works.
I guess after they meet him, they kind of start seeing ghosts themselves. But since that's not like a problem, like nothing happens to them, it's not particularly compelling.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm assuming that something happens. Something has to happen, right? He's going to fight maybe powerful ghosts. Maybe he has to learn. Maybe he has a character arc where he learns to care about ghosts instead of just beating them up for their life fire.
It could literally be anything because they are still at the starting line. Like they did not leave the starting line.
Now, they've
got a whole race ahead of them.
I understand this is the first episode, but are you really through with the introduction arc? Because sometimes that can take up to 3 episodes to set up the point of an anime.
Even the most reckless anime director, I think, would attempt to avoid a situation wherein the first 3 episodes of your anime is characters sitting at a table explaining the various intricacies of their lives at each other. I think you'd want to avoid that.
They generally tell you not to do that at script school. In script
I mean,
class.
I know you last episode you gave us the rundown of the 2 girls sit at a table and have conversations with each other show. But it seemed like even in that show, the characters had conflict in their life.
Yeah, they have conflict, and they have character traits, and they have interests, and I've already talked about it. I like that manga a lot, and I like the show so far. Because it's all about the implication of their lives going on around them, and this is kind of the quiet moment in their day where we see them palling around. But stuff happens to them. They have arcs and events that occur.
Yeah, I assume there are like things in their life that are bothering them that they talk about.
Yeah, 100%. We got a subplot about one of the girls whose parents are getting divorced, and she's fighting with her brother about it.
Sure. So like in this episode, you'd think like, okay, so they're talking and maybe like he is expressing frustration at the particular aspect of his life wherein he is walking the earth as a cursed being. But he does not frame it in a way where he seems overly concerned about that. It seems to be like he's resigned himself to this fate. So he's not even like complaining about it. He is literally just explaining his bizarre situation to these 2 college kids who don't even seem to like particularly believe him very much. So
it's all exposition.
It's all exposition. Even the thing where like if he stops beating up ghosts, he'll like go straight to the afterlife or whatever. Does not seem to be a particularly pressing concern to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, pretty normal part of your day, really. Like,
well,
if we all stop fighting our demons, then we all go to hell. It's a metaphor.
His nonchalance about this entire thing is just overwhelming.
Well, no, that's the most believable part of his character. If you live forever because you got to drink ghost juice to live, you would get very blasé about pretty much every aspect of life.
I think when you live long enough, you do become pretty blasé about a lot of things. But for an anime, it seems bad. So I don't want to condemn this show because, again, it's not offensive in any way. But like it doesn't seem to be anything in any way.
Well, that's the one thing you want to be is something. You don't want to be nothing.
You don't want to be nothing. And the thing that actually that I do have against it, not against it, but my gripe when watching it was that I did try to read this a while ago. If you go back and listen, I did mention Dekin no Mogura at some point, the manga. And the translation of it was so bad and nonsensical. I could not make heads or tails of what the story was. So I was actually excited for the anime to come out so I could finally find out what they were talking about. And it turns out they were just explaining this. So, that's Dekin no Mogura, the new anime.
Whew, and I thought we were going to end on a high note.
Well, it's Panty and Stocking.
Well, sure, of course.
It's Panty and Stocking, which is good.
Yeah, but hey, Trigger, keep it up, baby.
If you like Panty and Stocking, there it is. Personally, I still would have preferred more Space Patrol Luluco, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh boy, okay. Is that more?
That's anime, baby.
That's anime,
a lot
baby.
Of anime.
That's anime 2025. That's some more anime right there.
2025 anime. We're deep in summer. We're
So
doing the
deep.
thing. We've got only a few more shows to go. We've covered a lot, probably about half of everything.
Yeah,
at this
I'd
point.
say that's about accurate. Half of the stuff worth mentioning, anyway. You know,
Half of the stuff
obviously,
worth
next
mentioning.
episode is going to be our big Rent-A-Girlfriend spectacular. It's going to be an entire Rent-A-Girlfriend episode. We're going to go through all 4 seasons. We're going to go through the manga. People have been asking for it, so we're going to give it to you.
We're going to detail the changes that Sonobisky Doll Season 2 does from the manga version. We're going to really get into the details. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah. All right. Handsome, beautiful, tall listeners, thank you again for sticking with us. Once again, go do the things that we make for you, like downloading files and clicking on like buttons. Hey, we do it for you.
We do the things.
We go to all your stuff and like it.
Go check out our account on My Anime List. Check out our fantasy league posting.
Yeah.
We're shooting up the ranks. We're doing good.
We've got a pool going, and I'm not doing great right now. If I'm being honest, I'm gonna lose a lot of money.
Really, because I'm doing fantastic. I mean, right off the bat, the call on the Fragrant Flower and Gachiakuta, like right on the money, like bullseyes on both of those shows. So I'm sitting pretty.
All right, well, good for you. I'm
not gonna watch Fragrant Flowers, but people are watching that shit.
People are watching it.
People are watching it.
All right. That's enough anime for right now.
All right.
Bye.
I feel like talking about anime would be harder in Spanish. El anime.